This would be huge for the Seahawks, folks. Let's talk about what one alleged NFL insider has to say about the Seahawks making a great pickup in the offseason. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Seahawks Digest. Thank you very much for tuning into the show that is trying to straddle the line between journalism and fandom. So when I say alleged NFL insider, what we do here is take content, ingest content, react, and give it to you. So that's going to be news, speculation, rumors, reports, all that kind of stuff. If you want to follow along and hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. While you're down there mashing buttons like, dislike, I got a whole script of all that rigmarole that I'm supposed to tell you about all the YouTube-y stuff. You're already here. You know what this platform is. You know how to do it. All season long, if you don't want to hit those buttons, I will still be here to talk about headlines like this one about Seahawks rookie Aiden Hubbard named team's most exciting UDFA undrafted free agent, for those of you that maybe are a little acronym overloaded in your lives. Let's talk about Aiden Hubbard and his route to the NFL from Northwestern and why one person, let's call it a multitude of people, think that he's going to make an impact on the Seahawks roster. The draft process versus the undrafted free agent process to me has always been fascinating because it's not like just once every 5 years, one or two teams in the NFL find a guy, like a serious contributor in the undrafted free agent ranks. And at the flip side, it's not uncommon that every single year, one or two draft picks don't make a roster. So I've never really understood, is it just the performative value of being Hubbard's measurables aren't there. We don't want to be seen wasting a pick on him, even if we think he's going to make. You get what I'm saying? It's such a rounds 1 through 4 makes sense to me. That guy's the big one. We got to nab him up. But then when you get to the back end, it just seems like what are we doing sometimes? Not criticizing anybody, just the general process. It feels like a lot of guys we end up talking about these kinds of stories where they talk about Hubbard, courtesy of Bleacher Report, being the most exciting undrafted rookie on Seattle's roster with a chance to make the 53-man. And I'm here for it. I think that there is certainly an element of, okay, what are we talking about when we say he's an exciting rookie and he's going to make the team? Because making the team is not making an impact necessarily on the team. And per the Seahawks listed depth chart, I will let you guys chime in, drop a comment on where you think that he can fit into this. Is he second or third string on either end of this? Do you like him in one spot or the other? I get Seahawks are defending champs, not saying that they need an upgrade at any one of these given positions. Definitely not trying to take a slight at anybody here. So where do you think he fits? Do you think he fits at all? I would argue that what he offers is perfectly encapsulated here. That this was a quote from the Bleacher Report article. Hubbard is unlikely to flash in a single practice rep, but his steady play can help him push for a roster spot. Hubbard was a model of consistency at Northwestern, recording at least 6 sacks in each of his final 3 seasons. He finished with 105 tackles, 26.5 tackles for loss, and 20.5 sacks for the Wildcats. The consistency line is what really intrigues me and draws me to him, because if you're looking at that depth chart and you're seeing big-time playmakers and guys like that, that's great. That's what the front end of a depth chart should be. But the back end of a depth chart, I think sometimes becomes a cliff that teams fall off, and that you will see guys going in there either just not ready for the situation because guy number 1 is up here, guy number 2 is here, guy number 3 is here, either just for lack of ability to get that third string guy, or maybe it's money and the roster slots are just not appropriately filled out with the right amount of cap balanced out everywhere so your depth can be good. Like, there's a litany of reasons why sometimes a second or third string person is not out there being like the playmaker that your first string is. That's basic football science. But to be a guy who comes in and can just not be that drop-off is a really interesting premise. Like complimenting a guy for not sucking. I don't know if I can say that on a YouTube show. For YouTube show, you get what you get. But saying that Hubbard is good just because like the lack of flashy play, but the consistency play is one where it's like, okay, he might not at the NFL level hop straight in there and just be ripping sacks and TFLs and just be like on the cover of Madden a year from now. But if he's the kind of guy who can put his head down and just say, look, I'm here to work. What is the Marshawn Lynch? I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like, if he can put in the basics of just grinding and being a guy who the Seahawks can count on to come in and deliver consistency, I think that they're right that the tape is there. Now, we live in an era of, let's call it, two different versions of college football. It's not even, I don't even think it's Power 5, Group of 5. It's like top 15 and then everybody else. So I get that numbers at the non-Alabama, Texas, whatever you want to say, like that upper group level can be a little misleading. But the numbers are there. The consistency that they mentioned, the ability to get in the backfield to generate plays. And so I see that as a guy who, once you get him in the building, you teach him the speed of the game and you teach him the size of the game and you give him 6 months to grow physically into the measurables needed to actually, really deliver. Because there's a jump from high school to college. There's a jump from college to the pros. No matter how super senior-y, big dude you are in the college ranks, you're 24. Those guys are 28 or 30 or 30. Like, those are grown-ass men at the NFL level. So I kind of see this as you get him in the door, you know what his playmaking sense is, you know what his mental sense is, and you just got to take time now to build out the physical deliverables, but you get to do it on the cheap as an undrafted free agent. And so that's where it scratches all the itches. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment. If you want to hit that subscribe button, that'd be fantastic. If not, no worries. We'll talk to you next time, Seahawks fans.